I don't understand older generations' stinginess with giving the government anything. Like, yeah, I get it. Nobody likes taxes, but they do exist for a reason. And if people were so involved in their opinion of denying the need to pay taxes that they embodied the character like Anna Pascal from Stranger Than Fiction, who actively only pays taxes on structures she supports and not providing the funding allocated to various war projects, honestly, I'd respect that. But it's not like that. It never is. It's just people getting mad that they have to give up anything that they feel entitled to, regardless of the benefit that they receive from it. I know someone who, as far as I am aware, has never paid taxes in their life, and still, they get employment insurance. And I don't know how the hell that works. That specifically is like the crap mentality we're working with here around me in older generations. But the thing that I actually want to deconstruct here is when the logic of avoidance in paying dues contorts in on itself, when the actions no longer serve the purpose. A while ago, my partner's parents were sorting out their wills, which is good practice. I am happy to hear that they've taken that initiative. But the question came up because they are the sort who don't want to pay anything they don't absolutely have to, of what would be taxable upon inheritance. And they were exploring their options in investing in gold. Is that something that inheritors would have to claim and lose a percentage of in tax? From their perspective, they're thinking if they have an asset like gold, or anything else that isn't cash in a bank account or attached to the house, that could be transferred to their inheritors without tax, and that would be preferable to them. And as much as it is a nice thought to not want to have your children lose a piece of what's been left to them, it's also, low key, a matter of trying to hide the amount of assets that they really have from record. And for the record, this is all hypothetical, alleged. They have not and will not do this. I'm just following the line of logic through to its conclusion for this discussion that was being had. So, let's pretend that the world worked like that, and this is what happens. A parent invests in gold so they can pass it on to their child outside of their will and the government's knowledge of assets they possess. 2. Avoid potential taxes. What then? What can the child do with a heap of unclaimed invisible gold? Fucking nothing, right? Like, all that accomplishes is the continuation of those assets' state of being. If the child ever wants to use the gold, they would just then have to suffer taxes on it anyway, so it can exist as a registered asset that they own, so it can hold value. That's the thing that this line of reasoning makes me so confused about. Sure, you're hoarding that wealth, but what good is that to anyone else if they also cannot use it for anything without suffering the taxation that you put so much effort into avoiding in the first place? What good are assets that nobody is supposed to acknowledge exist? Because you know what I would like more than a bar of gold hidden under a floorboard that benefits me nothing? Gaining interest somewhere. I mean, the same thing goes for other aspects of inheritance too. Like hoarding stuff for the possibility your children will want it someday, and ignoring the fact that they actually just don't, burdens them with the additional task of dealing with a house full of junk that no one wants. But that's a rant for another day. I just personally don't get the mentality. Is it like Victorian, where there was the paranoid mentality that if people knew how wealthy you were, they would take it from you somehow? It's along those lines, anyways, and it can get to the point of extremity where you're hindering your own cause. Like, if you intentionally do your taxes wrong, you don't get to be mad when you're audited.